Okay, we are doing the 6 functions of trigonometry. So let's look at the functions right here. Okay, so we know about sine, opposite over hypotenuse, and cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent, opposite over adjacent. But we didn't learn about cosecant. This is cosecant. See, it's spelled right there, cosecant. And it's the reciprocal of sine. So it's just sine upside down. And then secant, that's S-E-C, secant is the reciprocal of cosine, cosine upside down. And then cotangent, C-O-T, cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So see, we know according to this triangle right here that the sine of angle A would be opposite over hypotenuse. So notice that if you have a capital A as your corner, that's your angle, then lowercase a is the side opposite. So whenever you have capital B, lowercase b is the side that's opposite, right? That's what we're talking about. So you know what they're talking about here. When they say adjacent over hypotenuse, they're looking at this one. This is the adjacent, that's the hypotenuse, b over c. If I wanted to know the secant, it's just the reciprocal, c over b, right? Cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So what I always do is I find the tangent, and then flip it, b over a, right? That's what they're doing. So let's do one with numbers here. The sine of angle A, 6 over 10, right? So what's the cosecant? Well, it would be 10 over 6. See? The cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 8 over 10. What's the secant? Well, it's got to be 10 over 8, right? And then the tangent is 6 over 8. The cotangent would be the reciprocal, 8 over 6, right? So let's see what you remember and see if you can do this one. Let's do this one, number 7. Now then, if this is 2.4 and this is 2.5, you can find this by doing you have to know this side right here. You can't solve it unless you know that side. So we have to find this side right here, but we know the Pythagorean Theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? And then the hypotenuse is c squared, and one of the legs is 2.4. So we're going to say a squared plus 2.4 squared equals 2.5 squared, right? That's the way we do it. And then, oh, I lost my calculator. There it is. So, go and we find the Pythagorean Theorem, and we're looking for how long is that leg, right? How long is that leg? 0.7. This leg right here is 0.7. Ta-da! We did it! Yay! So, now, I need to find the 6 trig functions, right? So that means I need to find sine of theta. You have to write the whole thing. Now that's going to be 0.7 divided by 2.5, right? Sure enough, Well, then if I know the sine, then I automatically know the cosecant, because the cosecant is the reciprocal of the sine. So cosecant is 2.5 divided by 0.7. Now you can see that they changed it. You can change it to decimals if that's the way the answers are in your test, then you want to do that. But I like to leave it fractions for a while anyway. Okay, cosine. Cosine has to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So the cosine is 2.4 divided by 2.5. Well, that means the secant is the reciprocal. Whoops, I forgot my theta. The secant is the reciprocal, which is 2.5 divided by 2.4. And then the tangent, whoops, I'm running out of space. The tangent is opposite over adjacent. So that's 0.7 divided by 2.4, which of course means that the cotangent is the reciprocal. So once you know that, your life is easy smoothy. 2.4 divided by 0.7. 6 trig functions. We did it. No problem, right? So all we know already that if we know, let's clean this junk out, and then we don't need all of that. We don't need all of that. Plus, there's too much zoom. Let's unzoom a little bit. Plus, that makes it easier to vacuum these up. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's easier when they're bigger. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's easier when they're bigger. Yeah, I do. And I think we got them all. Okay, so there we go. Almost. There we go. So here I wrote it a different way. I know what sine, cosine, and tangent are because they are up here. Sine, cosine, and tangent. And then the reciprocals are cosecant, secant, and cotangent. And if you know what this one is just the reciprocal. So if you can do that, you can do today's homework. Alrighty. See you later.